What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. Staying healthy. Eating right. Eating right is 99% of it. I'm staying healthy anyway. So, hey, a lot of you a lot of people, I don't know if it's you, a lot of people have reached out to me asking me about Maverick's orientation classes and if they're postponed. I heard through the grapevine that they are holding them off for, I think it's until April 6th. It's like 3 weeks. But call recruiting if you want to find out, or they may have something on their website. But I think they're just trying to comply with the national lockdown. So just wanted to let you guys know. I had a couple of guys who were getting ready to go through orientation. Their classes got postponed for a few weeks. So that's that. Probably for the better. They're just, Maverick's trying to do their part to stop the spread of Corona. And I also had a few people reach out to me the last couple of weeks telling me that they're having a hard time getting recruiting to call them after they submit their application. Here, I actually get that. I get that a lot, and here's my protocol. Here's what I would suggest that you guys do. If you want to work at Maverick, submit your application and then call them immediately. Now, more than likely, you're going to get a voicemail. Call recruiting. I'll put the number up here on the screen. Robin Holcomb was my recruiter. She's phenomenal. If she's busy, she may get you to a different recruiter, or they may have certain regions that they're assigned to. But if you want to ask for Robin, tell her that I had you call, then, you know, by all means, go for it. But submit your application, call recruiting, and let them know you submitted your application and you're looking forward to a call back. And if you want to address the voicemail to Robin Holcomb, she's really good about getting back with people. But I get a lot of people reach out to me, and I don't think that they know any better. They reach out to me and they haven't called Maverick first, and they're kind of frustrated because they haven't had anyone from recruiting call them back, which is fine. I don't mind. You want to reach out to me if you're having trouble. I just usually personally email or message Robin and ask her to have somebody call, reach out and call you. And that always happens within like 24 to 48 hours. She's awesome about it. But I would call Maverick, leave him a message. I wouldn't submit my application and not call Maverick. But I'll tell you, if you call Maverick and you don't hear back from them after, I'd say, a couple business days, then if you want to give me a call, or maybe even give them 3 business days, 4 business days, and then give me a call if you're not hearing back from them, I'll see if I can help you out. I don't mind helping out at all. Now, the one thing you got to remember right now is this whole coronavirus has, has put everything on hold, including, the Maverick staff. Maverick did what they thought was best and sent people home that work in the office. So they're working from home. They're not probably as well as equipped as they are in the office to work from home. So just remember that we are running a little slower at Maverick, and so is the rest of the country, you know what I mean? Now I'm talking about freight-wise. Freight-wise, I've had some guys reach out to me and ask me about that. Freight-wise, I have not slowed down. I've actually been a little busier, but I know that the flatbed, regional, and OTR guys have slowed down a little bit. So now, for those of you that don't know, I run a dedicated route. Usually it's for Home Depot, but I do pull some steel, some lumber that's not associated with Home Depot as backhauls to get me back up to Detroit, to get me back to the Home Depot distribution center. And I run mostly Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio. And for some crazy reason, I guess it kind of makes sense, although I don't think it's going to last for very long, Home Depot is getting overrun by people who are doing home projects. My guess is that they're not at work, they've got more time on their hands, they can't go out to restaurants and bars and movie theaters and things like that, And so they're just thinking, you know what, let's just do some work around the house. But seriously, like Home Depot, and I think Lowe's too, I do some backhauls for Lowe's. They can't keep their shelf stocked, which is insane. I guess maybe, to each their own, and I'm not criticizing anyone, but I honestly think, and it sounds like the rest of the country, that economic advisors and our government, not that I trust our government for everything, but it sounds like we're going to head into a sudden recession, and it's going to be ugly, and it's probably going to be short term as long as nothing else happens to us while we're trying to get through this coronavirus. But I think it's going to be ugly and sudden. I think that spending a lot of money is a great idea right now. My wife and I are hoarding every single penny that we can get our hands on and putting it in savings or keeping it as cash right now, because actually we're putting it in savings. I don't like to keep cash in the house, but we're putting it in savings, keeping cash in savings, because I don't know how long this is going to last. Freight's definitely going to slow down. Even these Home Depot loads are going to slow down eventually. I mean, half the economy is shut down, and so it kind of boggles me. I'm mind boggled that people are out still spending money and making major purchases. But to each their own, not criticizing anyone, but I think if anyone had asked for my opinion, I would say, you need to probably hang on to as much cash as you can right now. Now that I understand that will make the economy even worse, because when you don't spend money, that's what slows down the economy. But I'd rather have a bunch of cash in the bank while I ride this out than have a bunch of stuff that I can't feed my family with, So anyway, so we're headed. We just dropped off a load of drywall, or we call it gypsum board. That's a GYPSUM, gypsum board. That was a backhaul. I picked that up in Kentucky yesterday about 6, and then ran it up here to Lansing, Michigan this morning. Stayed in Ohio last night. Almost was able to stay at my house, but I would have had to have left my house at like 4:30 in the morning, which means I would have had to have gotten up at like 3 or 2:30 or 3, and I would have woke my wife up. I didn't want to do that to her. So I stayed at a rest area about an hour and a half north of my house in Ohio, and then made it to Lansing this morning. Completely ran out of hours last night. Stopped at that rest area. Made it to Lansing this morning. Took them a couple hours to unload me, which is typical with drywall. It's tarped with 2 lumber tarps, and then you got to take it off the trailer and be pretty careful with it. It's not like lumber, so it usually takes a while to get unloaded. Now we're on our way to Detroit to pick up a Home Depot load from the Home Depot distribution center. Hey, listen, if you're interested in Maverick, you want to talk to somebody who's been through orientation recently and has been out on the road now for a while, feel free to hit me up, email me, call me, text me. If you call me and I don't answer, shoot me a text. If you got any questions, feel free to comment in this video if you got any questions about Maverick. Like this video, unlike this video, give me some feedback if you unlike it, about what you don't like about it. I'm trying to do videos for educational purposes so that you folks who are interested in flatbed trucking, or Maverick transportation, you can see kind of what life is like on the road. So leave me ideas of things you want to see on this YouTube channel. I love y'all. Stay safe. I really appreciate y'all, all the phone calls and texts and emails I get, the questions and the comments, and I really enjoy it. Really enjoy helping people out. So I hope this helps you out. And like I said, if you're interested in Maverick and you fill out an application, if you want to let them know that you saw these videos and I sent you, I'd really appreciate that. But regardless, even if you have questions, I'd love to help you out. The same with flatbed trucking or the trucking world in general. So any questions you have, let me know. I don't know, if this is one of the first times you're watching this, I left a full-time job in the healthcare industry. I was a registered nurse for, I think it was like 12 or 13 years, and I worked in insurance. That was healthcare insurance. That was my last role in nursing, and I was a manager, made about $100,000 a year, worked from home full-time, had an office at home, worked from home 50 hours a week, and I gave all that up to get into trucking because it just sucked. The corporate world just sucked my soul dry. Just my personality is not built for the corporate world. I'm out here in trucking, and the plan is to be an owner-operator. My wife and I plan to start a business within the next year. We've got the money set aside to do it. And this YouTube video is, day one of trucking for me, and it started at Maverick Transportation. And I'll continue to film all the way through my time at Maverick and to being an owner-operator and beyond. So stay tuned. Love y'all.